one coming from Humboldt Park. There is a teen that won the Courage Award, and it's because she stepped up in a big way in her classroom. This is a crazy story.
Yes, I'm going to rewind back to Mina Bloom's original story from Block Club Chicago, which was last year, might have even been a year and a half ago at this point, where she kind of broke this big story that a 15-year-old at the time, Carolina Carchi, had actually stepped up and taught her chemistry class, not for like a day, for months. That's a picture of her doing this. She was at Clemente, and this was part of a broader story about teacher absences. And this is not a story to bash teachers for taking the absences that they need to take and that they deserve. This is a story about not replenishing the teachers or having substitute teachers in the schools that can then teach the curriculum. Because when a teacher leaves for weeks or months at a time for legitimate health reasons, a student shouldn't be the one to step up. But Carolina was basically like, no one's going to teach this class, and the substitute was just like sitting there. So she like went to Kinko's, like made curriculum and taught this class effectively. You saw her there at the old overhead projector, and it was a broader story again about teacher absenteeism, but the story of Carolina just really caught on. It went crazy viral, and why not, right? I mean, it's an astonishing thing. She got some local accolades, but now she's gotten the national award for from the Courage Project for stepping up and doing this in a big way. It comes with a $25,000 reward, which of course in her fashion, she's donating to a nonprofit. She's not taking it, and she's a freshman at UIC, and she wants to be a teacher because of course she does.
She looks like a teacher. Honestly, when I saw her, I thought, wow, that looks like a little teacher. Yeah, I'm happy that she did that, but at the same time, sad to know that that is some of the circumstances within our Chicago public schools, and it definitely is an issue that needs to be addressed, I would say, on a bigger scale. Yeah,
well, like 43% of schools, I'll have to read Mina's story to get the exact quote, but there was like, it was like 43 to 45% of CPS schools were experiencing extreme absenteeism problems. So half of our schools roughly having a big problem with absenteeism. So you're right, like this should not be happening, but like someone stepped up. I will also note that CPS refuted the original reporting that she wasn't this involved until literally she brought the receipts of everything she did at Kinko's, and all those photos emerged of her teaching the class. So it's not a story necessarily that Clemente or CPS wanted out there, but that's what we do at Block Club Chicago. We find these stories, we bring you what's really happening in the neighborhoods and report them. And good for her. I'm really pumped for her. This should be about her celebration and this Courage Award, this national recognition, and that's awesome.
And we are happy that you bring this to light, because we know some of these stories. It would be interesting to be a fly on the wall in that classroom, wouldn't it? Like, I wonder if the students actually were listening to her, you know?
Yeah, well,
like,
I know.
I think
the students were incredibly thankful. It's a great question, because honestly, they were worried about taking their tests. Their tests that they have to take to go to college, all this crazy stuff. And that's why she ended up teaching chemistry. I mean, chemistry is not some subject that I couldn't step up there and teach it. Like, no way. She had to like research it and know what was coming in and like develop a curriculum. And the students said the only reason they passed their tests at the end of the year is because she stepped up for months and did it. Because otherwise, what a large gap that would have been in chemistry. And to top it all off, this wasn't the first time she did it. She actually stepped up as a freshman in her algebra class for like a week or two to do this exact same thing. It's wild.
It is wild, but at the same time, I think that's probably a great person to learn from, is another peer, and she would know the students better than any substitute would anyway.